Welcome in, everybody, to something new that we have for y'all tonight. This is a recruitment race for the PGR 500. We've done about 3 of these already, but this is the 4th one and is the first broadcasted one. Joining me in the booth tonight is last night's PGR Light Series winner, Evan Karlbon. How are you feeling about this one?
I am excited to see all the new faces and see how they match up against our regulars.
Yeah, absolutely. We should say before we go green, this is kind of a hybrid money race. So we have the regulars that they have to pay to race and they race for a payout. And then all the new people, it's an open hosted session, which means anyone can join and try and get their way in. The highest 3 non regular money racers that finish in this race will get a free entry into the PGR 500 on February 2nd. But we're going to go ahead and take you through the grid for heat number 1, and we will explain that process in a second. Daniel Falkingham will start from the pole. Freddie Baznez to his outside. Trevor Oswernoth in 3rd. Chris Walker 4th. Brock Westmoreland in 5th. Quentin Steinbach in 6th. Joseph Spittler in 7th. Jake Greenfield in 8th. Blake Cannon 9th. J.R. Miller will round out the top 10. In 11th, we'll have Ron Morris Jr. from McCullough Motorsports. Greg Jolly will start in 12th. 13th place tonight will be Mark Von Dell, Richard Elliott in 14th, Josh Jambroni in 15th, Ben Morabito in 16th, Mason D. Walters in 17th, Austin Green 18th, Wesley Gunler 19th, and Mike Davenport in 20th. Chris Melton in 21st, John Darnell III in 22nd, Aiden Potter 23rd, Bradley Robinson 24th, Jackson Lupino 25th, Adolfo Delgado Sr. in 26th, Andrew Zanto 27th, Tucker McClendon 28th, Marco Berube in 29th, and Jimmy Emos will round out heat number 1. Yes, heat number 1. So the process for tonight, we will have 2 heat races. Go ahead and bring this up for everybody. This running the next gen cars, of course. That will be the PGR 500 car. 2 15-lap heats. The top 15 from each heat will advance to the feature, which is a 20-lap race. There is 50% fuel tank, unlimited tires, no fast repair, fixed setups, and only 1 attempt at an overtime tonight. That graphic is not correct. There's 1 attempt for the heats and for the feature here tonight. But we also have something a little bit different sitting in here in the booth. We have Josh Jambroni live in the booth from the car. He will be our in-race reporter for this heat number 1. And in our second one will be Dawson Wise. Josh, what are you thinking?
Hey, would love to see some 4 wide out here, just like on that other race the other night. But, I don't think it's going to make it that far. Hopefully we can keep it clean and get all the way through.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll definitely be keeping an eye on Josh Jambroni in the number 49 Corona Extra Chevrolet Camaro. There he is, painted by our very own Evan Karlbon, sitting here in the booth with us. It's a very good job by him. Field's going into turn 3 right now. They'll be rounding off turn 4 to begin this one. Evan, any final thoughts before we start this heat?
I just hope to see our in-car reporter raise hell and praise Dale.
Absolutely. I'm sure Josh Jambroni has absolutely no issue doing that. He is someone that is very aggressive on the track and will make his way there. The field is coming out of turn 4 right now. Pace car will be peeling off into pit road. Heading into the restart box now is Daniel Falkingham for Nightmare Esports and Freddie Baznez for the Probably Banned group in the box this time. The green flag is out and we are racing here at Daytona. Lap 1 right here. We've got Daniel Falkingham and Freddie Baznez still side by side, racing for the lead, fighting into number 1, Evan.
Yeah, we got Freddie Baznez up on top. He's just looking for that push from Chris Walker, but a huge surge from Trevor Oswernoth and Daniel Falkingham on the bottom. That bottom line is rolling. Trevor's taking a look up high. Falkingham is going to block it. And we're going to see how this outside line is going to prevail now with them jumping to the top.
Yeah, absolutely. They move up to that preferred high line right now. And we're wrecking up front. It's Quentin Steinbach in the wall, and this is going to be a caution. Josh Jambroni is involved, unfortunately, in that 49. So is the rest of the field. This was enormous. Already, lap 2 of this one, and the caution flag will fly. What I believe will probably be the only caution of the heat, if I'm not mistaken, if we're still doing that, kind of relaxed cautions, but you hate to see that this early. We're going to go ahead and take a look at what happened here. It looked like this all originated with Quentin Steinbach in the number 22 machine. We can take a look at him. Here we go. We'll go ahead and take it up high. And see, just went wrong. What just went wrong? For Steinbach, Jambroni, and basically the rest of the field in this one, because this was absolutely a huge accident. So Quentin Steinbach right here is already getting turned. There's going to be a little bit of a checkup on that outside. Steinbach behind Chris Walker. And that 88 machine just kind of gets hit maybe by JR Miller too in the 78. Gets Steinbach loose. He's going to end up into the fence. JR Miller comes down across Austin Green's nose. And it just continues up here. Josh Jambroni, the 49, nowhere to go. Chris Melton, let me look at what's going on up here. It's crazy. Look at this just mess right here. All these cars, look at the 61 up in the air. The 62 in that Valvoline machine, just a massive crash we just had unfold on lap number 2 of this race. And that's going to cost a lot of guys. And considering how large that crash was, I think the fight for the transfer spot is now going to be who's the least damaged. Tell me if I'm mistaken, Evan. I mean, this is going to be a tight race with who has the least amount of damage in my book.
Yeah, this race is going to be very crucial, very important for all these guys to get as much damage as they can fixed. For me, it looked like Quentin entered a little too high, just following Chris in front of him, and it was a bad push from beyond him, and it just stacked up the whole field. It is one of those wrecks that is just is not avoidable right there. And our poor in-car reporter got involved into it, but maybe he can get some damage fixed up. Hopefully they have more cautions after the fact.
Yeah, and I'm sure we will, considering these next-gen cars and people's general kind of lack of experience in these cars, not really knowing how the runs operate and how aggressive they are. So, Josh Jambroni, what was your view of what just went wrong right there?
You know, me and Austin Green there, we were rolling on that outside, taking right rears like we usually do. And something happened in front of him, and it just stacked us all up. And there was nowhere we could go, man. It started at the front and took everybody with it.
It took out a lot of guys, absolutely, like Jambroni, Melton, Darnell, Steinbach. Tons of guys involved here. It looks like Richard Elliott involved in well. Marco Berube, J.R. Miller, yeah, Mark Vondell. So many guys right here taken out very early in this one that you do hate to see. Lots of big names in the money racing community. And back up front, we'll just take a quick look at this. It's Daniel Falkingham, Trevor Osborne, Freddie Bazinez, Brock Westmoreland, Chris Walker, the top 5. Joseph Spittler in 6th, Blake Cannon in 7th, Austin Green 8th, Ben Morabito in 9th, and Ron Morris Jr. rounds out the top 10. We will have to keep an eye on Josh Jambroni and see if he can get that damage repaired so he can keep us informed. And the race is going to be for that 15th and final transfer spot right here to advance to the feature, which right now is Tucker McClendon, who holds that position, that 00 car. Adolfo Delgado Sr. behind him, Jimmy Emos, Mike Davenport. The last guys kind of in this grouped up pace that are in competition, then everyone else behind him is just completely damaged. So a lot of guys did make it through this that should be okay, but we've got less than half of the field that is clean right here, Evan.
Yeah. Like I said before, it's going to be a very crucial part of the race. Only on lap 2 where half the field was taken out, so we're going to see who's got the damage and who's going to be able to pick up the draft better. Our in-car reporter, Josh Jambroni, looks to have gotten some of the damage, but it might be tougher for him to stay with the pack. So it just really depends on how many guys are going to be taken out in the future of this race and how many guys were taken out in the past wreck.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at both number 49 cars here of Jambroni and Melton, and they're just absolutely killed on the nose, on the side, just kind of all around the car, and they're going to need some luck to go their way. to continue on and have their chance at advancing. But like we said, I believe I might have been mistaken earlier that we will continue to throw yellow flags, so it's not like a one and done type of relaxed yellow, considering this heat does have an effect on the true money racers, and that would be unfair to them to not throw a yellow if there were to be a large accident and deny them the chance of getting their damage repaired. But right now, the guys, like we said, we already went through who's in the transfer spots right now, and then everyone else is kind of damaged all the way back from John Darnell in 19th back. They are all going to be damaged cars racing to try and fight their way into the top 15. The pace car is going to peel off this time for Daniel Falkingham and Trevor Osmernoth and Freddie Basnez and Brock Westmoreland. Falkingham rolling into the box, and he gets an early jump. He's going to get a good shot at clearing above Trevor Osmernoth at 89. Osmernoth starts to go down, thinks better of it. Files back in behind the 48 of Falkingham, leaving Freddie Basnez no help down there on the bottom.
Yeah, the outside line looks to be separated beyond Brock Westmoreland. Chris Walker's going down for a side draft of Blake Cannon and Freddie Basnez. 39 is going to the outside of Chris Walker, but he's going to stall out as they split behind him. Chris Walker gets a huge shove from Austin Green. We'll see what that gets them going. 40 car blinking on the inside. It's causing a stack up, running up. But now we got a side-by-side lead with Falkingham and Basnez, two of the best in this car as of recent.
Yeah, absolutely. How about Blake Cannon down there in that Kyle Busch number 8 giving a great push to Freddie Basnez? That 40 car blinking out is Ben Morabito, and that is doing that inside line no favors right now. I mean, having a blinker down there is bad enough. Kills some momentum down there on that bottom. Also, the 62 car, I will make a mention, that's Mason Walters. He was involved in that wreck, and you can see just how killed the rear end of that car is. And the nose, actually, now that you look at it. He kind of had the help right there, and he's going to get some help from Ron Morris in the 76. But, I mean, he needs a lot of help to stay up here and try and continue competing to advance. I mean, that car is absolutely killed. It's impressive that he managed to stay up here as long as he did. But back up front, Falkingham with the nose. But here comes Basnez in the 60 down at the bottom. Might have a shot at clearing. Not going to be good enough because Trevor Osmernoth gets to the back of the 48 and shoves him back to the lead out of 4.
Basnez and Falkingham still staying side by side. Trevor Osmernoth is giving the great pushes to Daniel Falkingham to give him the lead and make him stay up there. But Blake Cannon, I was watching him in practice with Trevor Osmernoth, and my teammate Trevor Osmernoth was giving him some good pushes, and he was going to be like a highlight for the factor of this race. The 40 is still continuously blinking, and it's going to kill the inside line as it just did. They're looking like it's going to stack up. Poor Blake Cannon. He was up there just giving it a fight.
Dooring down there. That Napa car getting doored by Cannon. Yeah, Blake Cannon just got, I mean, nothing he could do right there. Absolutely kind of screwed by the blinker of Ben Morabito. Excuse me. And it looks like, I don't even see Ben Morabito still up here. He is up here. No, he's completely gone. Ben Morabito is completely disappeared off the racetrack. He's back. Here he is, down here on the bottom. And that's kind of created two little separate packs here. Tucker McClendon, the last one in this one, he's going to go down low on Morabito. He doesn't want to stick behind him any longer. And then behind that is Bradley Robinson, Adolfo Delgado, Blake Cannon, Ron Morris kind of stuck back here, and Andrew Zanto, two big names that are just kind of stuck where they are. And for the transfer spot right now is Joseph Spittler in that Monster Energy machine. Mason Walters trying to reel him in. John Darnell and Jimmy Emos. Jackson Lapino back here. There you see Josh Giambroni as well as Chris Melton. They need a lot of help right here to try and continue and advance right here. But back up front, it's just a single file line. Basnez, Falkingham, Osmernoth, Westmoreland, Chris Walker. Kind of what we expected right here. The regular group of money racers that we see kind of dominating up here, apart from the exceptions of Ben Morabito. How about Adolfo Delgado up here in P10? Great run for those guys so far.
Yeah, with the move by Freddie Basnez to clear up in front of Daniel Falkingham and the blinking of Ben Morabito, that just set back Blake Cannon from second on the inside line to all the way back to 14th. But look at him now with a big run to try to get some positions. Yeah, nobody's going to go with him, but he's going to follow Ben Morabito in his tracks.
Lots of disorganization for a moment right there, but Austin Green wants to make that move to the bottom in that 87. So does everybody else. Look at Trevor Osmernoth going to hop down in front of that 87 of Green. Morabito still blinking in that number 40. It's kind of subsided for now, but Osmernoth wants to take the lead away from Basnez. Coming to 5 laps to go right here. Blake Cannon has worked his way back up to 5th on the outside line. If he can try and take some right rears and advance his progress that way, that would be absolutely beneficial for him. How about Ozernoth getting that push from Green? Baznez trying to lay that side draft on him, and he might have just pulled him back, heading out of 2.
Yeah, now our rookie of the race, Blake Cannon, he's making his way back up to the front, falling behind Chris Walker. Ben Morabito has fallen to the back with his blinking issues, as called out by race control. And Blake Cannon is now into 7th place. I'm really keeping my eye out for him to transfer and to actually make it into the top 5 of this race, because he is on a mission right now. We got Trevor Osmanoff and Freddie Baznez side by side. It's going to be a good race to the finish, it looks like.
Yeah, absolutely. Austin Green still trying to do everything he can for Trevor Ozernoth, but at this point he's got to be running out of temperatures, and he's going to need a lot more help down there on that bottom. He looks like he's... Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Evan. But yeah, Ozernoth down there on that bottom still... Yeah, you see Green laying off him in the corner right there. He's going to need to cool those temperatures down. Mike Davenport needs to cut him a little bit of a break so he can get those temperatures. Right now it's just topside domination with Baznez and Falkingham. A very good combo up there.
Yeah, what I was going to say before is, Mr. Where did he come from? Andrew Zanto, the guy on the controller, he's made his way up to the top 8. He's looking to take his right rear, Chris. No, he's going to stay behind. Oh, man, this race is going to get exciting down to the end.
Yeah, we're taking a look at Andrew Zanto right here. 3 laps to go. Evan is completely correct. He races on a controller, and nobody knows how he does it as well as he does. But look at him. He holds the line perfectly well as if he's on a real steering wheel. Oh, Falkingham wants to take the lead up front. How about this? He doesn't want to sit behind Freddie Baznez anymore, and he's going to clear him kind of by himself. What a move by Daniel Falkingham, the 48. And that might have refreshed Austin Green's temps a little bit down there on that bottom, but he probably need a little bit more than that to continue helping Ozernoth in the 89 down there on the bottom. Baznez is now going to be the pusher to Falkingham. Just how the tables turn right here for those two. What kind of move can Freddie Baznez put on? Will he have the help from Brock Westmoreland, or will he hop down in front of Trevor Ozernoth? 2 laps to go this time by, and we will wait to find out what the move will be by Baznez, and can Falkingham block it? I mean, there's so much that could happen right here, Evan.
Yeah, I'm actually looking at the back wheel. Looks like we have a 4-car battle for the final transfer spot. It looks like Jimmy Emos in the 70 is in the final transfer spot, with a battle between John Darnell, who is severely damaged, and Joseph Spittler, who was running up at the front and then made that bottom line checkup and made him fall all the way to the back.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have to keep an eye on that, as that position is shifting. Lots of movement going on right there. But who knows, we might have a crash up here that could alternate everything for that transfer position. It's still Falkingham up front. Baznez still giving that good push to the back of Daniel Falkingham and Ozernoth. They're kind of hanging good where they are, but they just need a little bit more. Blake Cannon moving up to the top side right here. He knows right now, all these guys, they're in. They are in. The feature, oh, a little bit of contact between Chris Walker and Zanto. Big stack up on the outside. That was almost the crash right there, Evan.
Yeah.
Oh, Chris Walker! There it is. Chris Walker and Zanto are going to get killed. Heading into turn 1. No, yellow flag will not fly. We are on the white flag here. Brock Westmoreland down to the bottom in front of Trevor Ozernoth. See what he can do. How about Brock Westmoreland? He wants to try and take this away from Baznez and Falkingham. Falkingham still hanging where he is. There's no help on that bottom. Here comes Blake Cannon. How about that? Look at him. He wants to make that move to the bottom. Under Baznez, Falkingham blocks Baznez with no... Oh, Brock Westmoreland's going to get hooked by Trevor, too. What? Oh, more crashing. There's so much going on. At the front, it's going to be Falkingham, Green, and Baznez. We got to monitor this last position. These guys are trashed. 15th right now. Oh, Jimmy Emos is crashed, too. I don't even know what to keep up with. Falkingham wins the heat. Jimmy Emos is still in the transfer position in P15. But it's going to be... How about Josh Jambroni, our in-race reporter?
Josh Jambroni
is in 16th. Here he comes.
Is he gonna be John Darnell?
He just passed John Darnell, but he needs to pass Jimmy Emos. Jimmy Emos is so slow in turn 4, and here comes Josh Jambroni. Oh, this is gonna be tight. Can he transfer over Jimmy Emos? Here's a look at Emos. He's coming into the tri-oval. Jambroni out of 4. Oh, I don't think he's gonna get there. He's barely gonna get beat by Jimmy Emos for the final transfer position. As of now, we will have to make sure
there's no penalties. We have to make sure there are no penalties.
Yeah, no penalties and no sort of toes or anything of that nature that could affect that final position. But as of now, Jimmy Emos with the nose over Josh Jambroni by 3 seconds. What a tight race for that transfer spot with all the chaos that just happened right there. Go ahead and go through these final results for y'all before we head to heat number 2. If we're able to, we might just have to do this the old way, the radio way, and read them out to you, because this is not want to cooperate yet. We are advancing all the way to the grid already for heat number 2, so we're going to actually go ahead and go through that. Cody Nagels for Nightmare Esports on the pole for this heat, followed by John Ward in P2, James Wagner in P3, Ethan Eckert will start from the 4th position, Wyatt Gray in 5th, Dylan McGill in 6th, Dawson Wise in 7th, Benjamin White in 8th, Nathan Harper 9th, and Connor James in 10th. James Kaufman will start from 11th position here tonight, David Sheets from McCullough Motorsports in 12th. 13th will be David Snook, Matthew Berger in 14th, Jeff Merck 15th, Jordan Slater 16th, Devin Ray in 17th, Alexander Romero in 18th, Matt Mettler in 19th, Isaac Cole 20th, Hunter Hastings in 21st, Michael Wingo 22nd, Paul Bogensberger Jr. in 23rd, Martin Gonzalez in 24th, 25th will be Logan York for PBG, Gordon Spain in 26th, John Cole Morgan 27th, John Schoenbachler in 28th, Dejan Monte in 29th, Marshall Stroop in 30th, and Frank Mallet will start from 31st. Lots of new names in here, so forgive me for not exactly knowing how to pronounce some of these. That's not my strong suit, if I can be brutally honest. But now, that was unfortunate for Josh Jambroni, our in-race reporter for the last race, but now we are joined by Dawson Wise for the Jack Shack. He will be our in-race reporter for this heat. He might have a better stroke of luck, hopefully, than Josh Jambroni did. Jambroni was close, as we saw that exhilarating race for the final transfer spot. But we have Dawson Wise in the booth with us now. So what are your expectations for this, Dawson?
Not really sure, honestly. There's some guys up here that I haven't gotten a chance to race around a ton. Dylan McGill, James Kaufman, Ben White. I'm glad to see Ben out here, but just some guys I'm not as familiar with, but most of us up here know how to race each other, so I'm hoping that we take care of each other here, at least for a little bit.
Yeah, that's kind of the expectation, and that's definitely what you want to have happen. You don't want any unnecessary crashing, which, I mean, yeah, kind of how we saw right there at the end. I mean, lots of crashing when all those guys were in the transfer spot. Lots of guys just, I don't know what exactly was going on there, but we have a completely new set of drivers for this heat right here, 31 of them, and we will keep an eye on Dawson Wise throughout this race. He will be starting from P7 for this one, but up front it is Cody Nagels and John Ward. Quite the combo of next-gen pushers, I should say, pushers and leaders. They have a very good connection whenever they get linked up together. John Ward, one of the absolute best when it comes to the next-gen cars. And then Cody Nagels, as we all know, one of the best money racers just in general. So these two are definitely a threat to look out for. And we will see heat number 2 about to begin here. 15 laps of action about to begin with Nagels, Ward, Wagner, Eckert, and Gray. The top 5. Pace car peels off to pit road. That's time by. The green flag is about to fly, and there it is for Nagels and John Ward. Ward's going to have a little bit of a nose right there on Cody Nagels for the lead. Nagels is going to need a big push from James Wagner on the bottom. The recently sponsored Cody Nagels by James Wagner himself and his company, Wagner's Welding. So shout out to that sponsorship from James Wagner. You hope that would be a very good connection between those two. See what they can cook up for the Wagner's Welding Group. John Ward's going to clear back up top in front of Ethan Eckert by a nose coming out of 2.
I'm keeping my eye on Wyatt Gray. He's the light series points leader at the moment, but he is also very, very keen to these next-gen cars. Now we have a top-line surge of 4 cars, make it 5 cars now with Wyatt Gray jumping up to the fray. John Ward, Ethan Eckert, and is that Dylan McGill, if I'm mistaken? Ooh, we have a checkup all the way at the back. David Sheets is going to fall out of line, and that's just going to cause mayhem right now as it looks.
Yeah, that is Dylan McGill in P3 right now, and another Kyle Busch paint scheme. But that right there, I'm not sure, is that Benjamin White right there in that Juan Pablo Montoya paint scheme? He's trying to send it up the middle, and Wyatt Gray's going with him, but oh, they're going to door. There's contact between Benjamin White and Dylan McGill right there. Some miscommunication. Cody Nagel's going to hop up to the middle and trust that Benjamin White will be able to push him. Benjamin White, not a name we regularly see in money racing, but he's someone that will tear up the College Series, one of the fastest guys out there. that there is. And here, oh, little contact between Wise and Wagner. Right there. No, Wagner's going to get hooked. Dawson Wise is going to, ooh, he's going to get a little bit of it. He's trying to save it, and he does. And further out back, it is just chaos out here. There's Hunter Hastings. He's going to make it through. More contact, 92 to 25. This is James Kaufman. Isaac Cole involved as well, it appears. So another lap 2 yellow to start the heat here tonight. We saw Dawson Wise, our in-race reporter, barely skating by that one. Getting a little bit of contact, but he was able to save it. Let's go ahead and take a quick look back at what all started this one. So we saw James Wagner get turned first. Not sure if this was going to be a checkup or just some sort of misalignment. Who knows? We're about to find out. So there's Wagner in the 30 down there on the bottom. And he's just going to, it looks like he's just going to get a little bit of big net code right there between him and that 88. It's going to send him into Logan York is going to get some contact. And then James Wagner locking the brakes up. Hunter Hastings going to rear end him. And here comes everybody else through this one. There's Dejan Monte in the 07 doing a good job trying to avoid it right there. The spinning 92 in front of him. That 92 would be Jordan Slater doing his best to keep it straight, and he does. But further up, you see more crashing. This is Hunter Hastings right there again. Let's see, who is this? This is Matthew Berger in that number 3 paint scheme. Let's see if we can get a couple more looks at these guys. There's Slater once again. It is kind of hard to keep up with all these new names, so I do apologize for having a little bit of delays with that. There's Paul Bogensberger. He was able to get it through just fine. Martin Gonzalez, okay. Alexander Romero, okay as well. Go ahead and grab a couple more looks at this. But James Wagner. Now, it did look like that 88 car was trying to come down maybe a little bit and kind of initiated that netcode, but at the end of the day, it was just a bad bit of netcode between him and Wagner, and then, yep, you see Wagner locking the brakes down in front of the field. Collects quite a few more guys, like we said. Hastings, Berger, Monte, there's a few other, just names taken out right here. Recent money racers like Dejan Monte, someone new to the community. He's been doing pretty well. He did good in the Atlanta race last night for the Light Series, but unfortunately he's going to collect a little bit of damage to begin this one. It looks like Connor D. James was involved as well. That was Connor James in the 88 that initiated the contact between him and James Wagner. Go ahead and get one more quick look at this before we go back to the green flag. From the starter cam, as you see the chaos unfold in the back of the pack. Yellow flag waves. Just continues to the exit of the trial. What are your thoughts on what we just saw here, Evan?
I saw what I'm thinking is, what was the 88 doing right there? Because he had himself stuck in the middle. I think maybe he was going for a side draft off of James Wagner, but James Wagner also got a little bit of a cockeyed push from Dawson Wise, our in-car reporter, and it was just a mess to begin with coming out of that turn 4. So I just want to see some good racing, good action, and keep the vibes high at the front.
Yeah, I was glad you mentioned that. Dawson Wise still in here in the booth. What did you see right there, Dawson? We saw you have a good save, kind of drifting it through the travel right there. What were your thoughts?
It's a tough deal, man. I don't think the push I gave Wagner really started anything. I thought he brought it back down, and we were going to try to roll, but the middle came down a little bit and got Wagner. And, yeah, drove it through the grass a couple different times there, and, well, lucky enough to still be in it, hoping this damage doesn't slow me down too much and can stay in this thing. But it's a tough deal, man. I think we were finally about to start rolling. I had Harper behind me. I know how good he is in these cars, so we were about to start rolling, me and Wagner and Harper right there, so it's a tough break.
Yeah, your damage looks fine all the way around the car. You don't look any damage, and you have your teammate Devin Ray in that number 2 Jack Shack machine, blue and purple, under you. Maybe you two can get linked up together. And you also have Nathan Harper, someone that's very lethal when it comes to the next-gen car behind you. You're sitting pretty good right here, Dawson, so we'll look forward to seeing how you can continue on and fight your way to the feature of this one. But right now, speaking of the transfer spot, that will be Michael Wingo in this 01 machine. Currently in the transfer position, but there's a lot that's going to change right here, and we know that. Martin Gonzalez right here going to be fighting him for it, so is Alexander Romero. Matthew Berger, Connor James, Isaac Cole, a few other guys. Let's see some names that are common names that are currently out right now, which would be James Wagner, Hunter Hasting, Gordon Spain, also out. Matt Mettler out as well right now. So, a couple names right here that are out of the transfer spot right now, but they will have 10 laps to try and sort it out between themselves to see if they can make it up to the feature race. But up front, it is John Ward and Ethan Eckert who's found his way to second place, followed by Cody Nagels, Dylan McGill, Benjamin A. White, Jeff Merck, Wyatt Gray, David Sheets, Logan York, and Dawson Wise is the top 10 for this restart. 10 laps to go. The pace car will be rolling to pit road this time by. John Ward will see the green flag. See what kind of launch him and Eckert get right here in the box. Ooh, a little bit of stack up in the back. See some locking up going on, but we're all good. John Ward's going to launch with a little bit of help from Cody Nagels, and Ethan Eckert has nobody up top. That's going to easily clear John Ward if he wants to take it. Cody Nagels might be a little bit abandoned down there on the bottom.
Bottom line is starting to roll. They look a lot more organized than the top. John Ward's got a huge lead out there. We're going to see if Cody Nagels is going to go around him, taking his right rear. Oh, John Ward goes up and gets Ethan as his help. Got Dylan McGill following suit behind him. We got a good battle coming to the front, but that bottom line is rolling at this moment.
Yeah, right there, that move by John Ward to clear up in front of Ethan Eckert, that kind of just handed Cody Nagels and Ben White the lead right here, because Ethan Eckert was nowhere near John Ward's bumper enough to give him that help and advance him further along the racetrack. And it just, I mean, the momentum was all on the bottom. And that leaves Nagels and White up to P1 and 2. Now Wyatt Gray is leading. No, he's not, because Ethan Eckert and John Ward both dropped down in front. Very aggressive moves by both Eckert and Ward, kind of stranding Nagels and Ben White out there. But now Wyatt Gray doesn't want any part of that anymore in that 18. He's going to hop back up the racetrack and try his chances up there. Ooh, Nagels a little bit loose with the push from White right there off of 2.
Top line now gets organized and rolling. We got a 3-car breakaway of Cody Nagels, Ben White, and Wyatt Gray. We got some action going on at the back right now. I'm looking right now. Our in-car reporter is in a battle for the final transfer spot with his own teammate, Devin Ray.
Contact at the front. Ben White tried to go down to the bottom. Ooh, there's a contact. There goes Merck into the wall. Lots of netcode going on between him and Harper. Merck's going to slap into the wall. Ooh, he's going to come down in front of Dawson Wise. There's Doring. We're 4 wide. Wise managed to hold it. So does Devin Ray. But all of that kind of looked like it started from Ben White getting shuffled out through the middle by Cody Nagels with the side draft and John Ward. But there's Logan York up there in the 0-2. How about that? That solid white machine. There's a 3-car breakaway from the rest of the pack right now between Eckert, Nagels, and Gray. Nagels is the odd man out here because you know Ethan Eckert and Wyatt Gray are going to be working together. So Nagels is going to have to try and formulate a plan, but that back part of the pack is going to be coming up there soon enough. But that's not good news for Cody Nagels because that also includes Logan York, the leader of that line, who was also going to be with Eckert and Gray. So Nagels severely outnumbered right here with 7 laps to go.
Yeah, Cody Nagels is one of the best at super speedways. Wyatt Gray is going to stick with Cody Nagels, leaving Ethan Eckert all the way on the bottom by himself. Logan is not going to go with him, his own teammate. Yeah, everybody's going to train rail around Ethan Eckert. Nathan Harper comes to his rescue, but that is going to tank Ethan Eckert's run as of now, unless we do have a caution up at the front.
Yeah, so maybe Gray isn't working with him. So, I mean, Wyatt Gray usually does work with a probably banned group of York and Eckert and Harper. But, I mean, that move right there definitely didn't look like Wyatt Gray was with him. Or maybe they are, and he just didn't want any part of going down to the bottom right there. That's going to give Nagels the lead, followed by Gray, York, McGill, and Ward, the top 5. This little 8-car pack we've got right here, 8-car pack, I should say. The rest of it is Ben White, Dejan Monte, and Paul Bogensberger Jr. sticking to the back of this thing. Ethan Eckert will be 9th, Nathan Harper 10th, Devin Ray 11th. Lots of jostling going around right here for that final transfer spot, including Ray, Wise, Wingo, Hastings, and James. That position kind of shifting around all around Connor James, that 88. David Sheets wants a look at it. So is Martin Gonzalez, Matthew Berger, Isaac Cole. That is going to be it. They are the competitive ones right now, as these two right here, Romero and Wagner, have lost the pack. So we're going to have to keep an eye on both these packs right here. Up front, some more jostling going around. Ben White goes to the middle around Dylan McGill. Eckert does not go with him. He takes the right rear. He gets over the wall a little bit. Harper goes with him, and that's going to leave Ben White out to dry again heading into one.
Yeah, we got 2 separate packs right now. We got a final transfer spot battle between, I want to say, about 6 or 7 cars, and then we got a tight battle at the front between 9 cars. I'm keeping my eye out on Nathan Harper, because you never know where he's going to come from with these cars.
Yeah, you never do. This line's going to move down to the bottom. Probably a very smart move by this group to take the shorter route around the racetrack to try and break away from that second pack if they have any momentum. But right now, that pack, I mean, they very well could. See, Dylan McGill's kind of losing this draft right here, so he's going to be under threat by the second pack, being led by the teammates of Devin Ray and Dawson Wise. Look at Dawson Wise giving it to the back of Devin Ray as much as he can, pushing him as hard as he can, maximizing those temperatures so they can try and catch up to this pack right here. But there's only 4 laps to go. They're about 2-3 seconds off of the back of this lead pack, so they've got some work to do very quickly. I don't think they're going to have a chance, but there they go. Oh, there's Paul Bogensberger is going to make a move to the bottom. Dejan Monte is going to go with him in this lead pack, but it's only the 2 of them down there. They're going to need a lot more help if they want to try and make a move for the win here.
Yeah, Dejan Monte and Paul Bogensberger, I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong, but they are sitting ducks at this moment because they're just going to tank to the back of this pack, and I think everybody up at the front knows that they're in and they're content with staying where they are at. But it really depends if somebody wants to be bold enough, like a Logan York or a John Ward or an Ethan Eckert, because we know how bold they can really be. But also, Logan York does have a little bit of a caved-in front end, so I wonder how much if that's going to affect him trying to go for the win of this heat.
Yeah, absolutely. We see Monte and Bogensberger find their way to the back of the pack efficiently. That's good for them. Ooh, Ethan Eckert maybe trying to make a move. Harper, you saw, went with him. Benjamin White down to the bottom, but nobody's home. He's going to be stuck down there by himself, and he's going to find a way back in front of Bogensberger, but Bogensberger doesn't want a part of it. He's going to try and go around Ben White along with Dejan Monte again. These two really know they want to move forward, but there's just no help for them. They need a lot more help than what they're getting right now. Back of the pack here, Devin Ray, Dawson Wise. This pack is still cooperating, single file. The transfer is David Sheets. Dylan McGill has now lost this pack as well. So he has gone from the lead pack, easily going to advance, to completely out of it. He might have crashed right here, a little bit of damage on him. So right now, there's a 15-car breakaway. So back to David Sheets. I mean, this is going to be your heat. All these guys are going to advance to the feature right here. So we'll just take it back up front. Bogensberger making it back up to the top. Nagels, Gray, York, Ward, Eckert still the top 5, followed by Harper, White, Monte, Bogensberger, and Ray. But there's only 9 cars in this pack here, Evan.
Yeah, I'm keeping my eyes out on the battle at the back because you never know what could happen, like we saw in the first heat where all madness broke loose and we had Jimmy Emos coming out of nowhere to steal the final transfer spot, even with a wrecked race car. So we have to see on this final lap if anybody's bold enough to make a move and if that move is too sour to taste.
Well, we found out who's bold enough to make it is Benjamin White. No surprise there. And then Ethan Eckert dropped down in front of him, but nobody else wants any part of it. Paul Bogensberger has lost the draft. Paul Bogensberger's out of it. He was in it. He is now out of it. Dejan Monte now following this group right here of Eckert and White on the bottom. But nobody else wants it, and White just gives up on it. He's going to try and go around Eckert. Monte is going to go with him, but up front there's a move by Ward and Harper to see if they can contend with Nagels and Gray. Nagels is going to hop down to the bottom, and Cody Nagels is going to win this heat easily. But let's take it back here and see what the race for 15th is. There's Connor D. James. Oh, Bogensberger through the grass is going to advance, and David Sheets, so he did not fall all the way back behind the rest of the pack. So there you go, David Sheets, the final transfer spot in this one. We'll go ahead and go through the top 15. Nagels, Gray, Ward, York, Harper, White, Monte, Eckert, Ray, Wise, Wingo, Hastings, Bogensberger, James, and Sheets will advance to the feature. Unfortunately, the ones that are eliminated: Gonzalez, Cole, McGill, Berger, Romero, Wagner, Slater, Merck, Kaufman, Metler, Schoenbachler, Spain, Stroop, Millette, Cole Morgan, and Snook. They will be going home tonight. Unfortunately, not a good heat, not the heat that anyone 16th or 31st wanted to see. But how about that? Our in-race reporter, Dawson Wise, made it through. So what did you think right there, Dawson?
I mean, I did what I could, right? Kind of got lucky. Couple wrecks around me that somehow stayed above us. Me and Devin kind of just maneuvered it. Had a couple guys, I mean, literally right around us that wrecked. So glad to be in it. We're going to be starting towards the back of this thing, I think. But little bit of time. 20 laps is a little bit of time in this car, and there's gonna be some chaos too. So, glad to be in it. It's gonna be fun. That was some fun racing right there.
Well, absolutely. Thanks to Dawson Wise for sticking in the booth with us while he's driving the race car. Appreciate you very much. It offers quite the perspective, when you have someone that's already in the car, just in the booth with you to chat it up with, as goes for the same with Josh Ambroni. Appreciate him for hopping in as well. I appreciate this impromptu idea that we had. It was a good idea to bring you guys into the booth, so we appreciate you very much.
Oh yeah, it's been a fun time. I'll stick around if you guys want me to. I mean, I got a couple teammates in this, but I can stick around if you guys would like.
Hey, I mean, no argument there. If you want to stay in here and continue doing it, fine by me. I'm sure Evan has no issue with it. So
No problem.
We're going to go ahead and keep Dawson Wise in the booth for the feature. How about that? So right now they're doing a little warm-up right now. Nothing really important going on, just a quick little 2-minute warm-up so everyone gets sorted before the feature event. Here's a look at Ron Morris, who advanced. Good on him. There's Dawson Wise, our reporter, through the pits. See Michael Wingo. How about these guys? This is nice. We can get a little look at the guys taking the scenic route right here, including Wingo and Bazinez. There goes Bazinez. Y'all don't know anything about this. Oh, there's the ramp by Bazinez.
Man.
All the way to the fence.
Bazinez took the page right out of my book. I always do that before every race.
Oh yeah, that's always a little bit of fun that you can have at Daytona. Go through the road course and there's a little bit of a ramp right there. There's also one from the transition from the pavement to the grass, entering turn 1. But that ramp's a little better, the one that Bazinez took, because it absolutely launches you like we just saw. A little bit of fun before we kick off this feature event. The warm up has now completed, and we will go ahead and go through the grid. Whenever they want to start gridding. People having a little too much fun right now. There we go. The grid is up. So here we are. Starting lineup for the feature race of this recruitment event. Daniel Falkingham and Cody Nagels for Nightmare Esports. A lockout for them on the front row. Both the winners of their heats. Austin Green in 3rd and Wyatt Gray in 4th. Freddie Bazinez will start in 5th. John Ward in 6th. Blake Cannon, how about that, in 7th. Logan York in 8th, Adolfo Delgado Sr. in 9th, and Nathan Harper will round out the top 10. Mike Davenport for Team PGR will start in 11th, Benjamin White in 12th. 13th will be Ron Morris Jr., Dejan Monte in 14th, Tucker McClendon 15th for the Probably Band Group, Ethan Eckert as well for PG in 16th. Bradley Robinson 17th, Devin Ray for the Jack Shack in 18th, Brock Westmoreland in 19th, Dawson Wise in 20th, Trevor Ozrenow 21st, Michael Wingo 22nd, Chris Melton 23rd, Hunter Hastings 24th. 25th will be Mason Walters, 26th, Paul Bogensberger Jr., Jackson Lupino in 27th, Connor James 28th, Jimmy Emos 29th, David Sheets in 30th. The rest of the field here shows Josh Ambroni and Martin Gonzalez. These guys were eliminated. Yeah, so that'll be it for this one. Just the top 30 guys, Josh Ambroni and Martin Gonzalez, the first eliminated out of their heats. So David Sheets and Jimmy Emos round out the field here tonight.
Looks like Martin Gonzalez wants to still run some racing because he girded up right now.
Yeah, we did have this issue the last recruitment race that we ran of, even though, it's supposed to be 15 advance, and then the whole field ends up there, and race control will have to take action and disqualify those drivers like they had to last time. So we have our true top 30 for this feature. And this one's going to be an interesting one. It's the top 4 payout for the regular money guys. And like we said, the top 3 guys that aren't regulars to the money scene will get a free entry into the PGR 500. So it's going to be 2 kind of separate races again for this feature event. And I really can't wait to watch it unfold, Evan.
Yeah, I'm going to keep my eye out on the surprise driver of Heat 1, Blake Cannon. Like I said, I was watching him practice with my teammate, Trevor Ozrenow. There's no affiliation there, but he was giving him some good pushes. He was taking him to the top of the charts. I'm actually going to keep my eye out for Blake Cannon and even Adolfo Delgado to get these two of these 3 free entries to the PGR 500.
Yeah, absolutely. But, you say there's no affiliation, and that is true between Ozrenow and Cannon. But who knows? Ozrenow might have been impressed during that practice session by Blake Cannon. Maybe that's someone he knows that he can work with in this one. And if he trusts him to push, get pushed, this and that, look for those two, that 8 and the 89, to get together and try and make a move to the front. But up front is all Nightmare eSports, the 6 and the 48 of Nagels and Falkingham, followed by green and gray, the two colors, and then John Ward in 5th will be the top 5. When we go to the green flag right here, the pace car is going to roll off. The green flag is about to be out on this feature event of the PGR recruitment race. We are green racing once again here at Daytona. Lap number 1 of this recruitment race will be led by Cody Nagels, him and Falkingham working themselves up to the top lane, try and coordinate, hopefully a 1-2 finish for them, at least in their eyes. They want to stick together, not get separated, so they can try and dominate this one and control the flow of this race. But there's a run on the bottom by Green and Basnet. Oh, a little contact in the back. Benjamin White getting into the wall, but they're managed to save it. Harper goes the middle, leaves Eckert through the middle. Now Eckert's just in no man's land, trying to find someone to help him move forward, but nobody wants to help him. There he is, still stuck right there. Devin Ray going around him, Dejan Monte going around him, and he's going to drop back down to the bottom, heading out of 4th.
Yeah, that top line seems to be a little bit more organized, as there is a gap between Blake Cannon and John Ward on the inside line that's going to
Oh, we're wrecking out back. Big wreck out back.
Big
Ron
wreck.
Morris. Lots of guys taking out right here. There's Paul Bogensberger. The yellow flag looks like will not come out. Only two cars, yeah. Ron Morris and Bogensberger, their races are right now over. Ron Morris had to tow. Bogensberger's trying to get it back going. They're going to need a lucky caution to come out, but back up front, look at Nagels' big move up to the top in front of Austin Green, who managed to work his way up in front of Falkingham and separate those nightmare teammates of Nagels and Falkingham. That leaves Basnes and Blake Cannon, the man we're definitely keeping our eye on in that number 8 machine. Look at the push he's giving to Basnes. He's someone that needs to do this more often. I mean, look what he's doing. Definitely out here to impress so far. Basnes is going to have a look at getting clear. Oh, more contact back. Brock Westmoreland's getting hooked. There goes Brock Westmoreland. What a save. Eggert all the way down to the bottom. He's going to come back up the racetrack, and everyone's going to miss him.
Saved it.
Saved it. Yes, absolutely. Look at Osmond. Oh, Eckert's still getting hit by Wingo, and saves it again. Yellow flag still will not fly. Nagels, Green, Falkingham still up front. Basnes and Cannon doing their best on the bottom. John Ward really needs to get up there, but like Evan said, not a lot of organization on the bottom right now.
Yeah, with all the checking up and all the dismay on the inside line, that inside line is going to continue to tank unless they get some kind of surge from the outside line checking up. We got Devin Ray joining the party and Dawson Wise coming to life. We do have what seems to be like a 19-car breakaway at the moment. Trevor Osmeroff sticking it up the middle between his Jack Shack teammates. He's looking to get to the front, but there's nobody goes with him, so it's going to just tank him to the back. Cody Nagels continues to lead with Austin Green, Daniel Falkingham, and Wyatt Gray en route behind him.
Yeah, look at Logan York. There's a big lineup right here. Gray, York, and Harper. They're going to be a threat. If those three are indeed working together, we know York and Harper are, but if they have that X factor of Wyatt Gray, that's going to definitely be something to watch out for. Lots of jostling at the back. Osmond down to the bottom. Hunter Hastings goes middle. Ben White still kind of hung out in the middle right there in that number 50 machine. Oh, there's a hook. There's a hook right there, the 62. Oh, what a save by the 55. Dawson Wise is going to get caught up in this. Get slapped back into the wall by Tucker McClendon. The 16 car right there, that's Adolfo Delgado. He almost saved that.
Oh
my goodness.
More arca braking.
Yeah. What? Yeah, ooh. I guess it wasn't arca braking. He barely made it through, but that was almost horrible. Right there. Let's take a look and see what happened. Up front, we saw the 16 of Adolfo Delgado get hooked. And we thought he was about to save this thing right here, but unfortunately he was not able to. Might have been a clear down to the bottom that was a little too late. Not sure. We're going to find out. There's White in the middle. He's just a non-factor in this. The 62 is going to move up. Trying to find out who that 62 car is. That is Mason Walters, and then he just hooks him. Just hooks Adolfo Delgado, and then just kind of goes up the track, still hooking Delgado. Delgado has it saved, but Davenport in the 55, nowhere to go. Look at the netco between him and Hunter Hastings. Chris Melton's going to get caught up. There's Dawson Wise barely getting clipped. And the 16, he's, look at him wheeling that thing, but then when Wise gets hooked, it's going to just nowhere to go for Delgado. And there's Tucker McClendon going to slap Wise back up against the wall. There's Trevor Osranoff down there at the bottom. He's spinning out trying to save it. Looks like he's going to. He's still trying to spin it right there. Osranoff should get away okay from this. Get a couple more angles of this, and then we'll get our perspective from our in-race reporter, Dawson Wise. Well, let's go and look at Delgado once again. Just gets hooked by the 62. I mean, just what a job by Delgado. Saving it until he just couldn't anymore. Big hits on the outside for Davenport and Hastings. McClendon. Dawson Wise might actually be okay. Goodness gracious, almost that hit from Delgado. Delgado should be fine too. Just very minimal damage on his car. Get one more angle of this before we take it back live. There's the initial contact, and it'll just continue right here out of the first. There it is. Wise, McClendon, Delgado. Osranoff back up the racetrack. Oh! So he managed to get away scot-free, but I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that was... Is that Isaac Cola, Bradley Robinson? A couple guys just got slapped into the wall right there. So Dawson Wise, you were involved in this one right here, so is your damage good or is it bad? Like, you're going to be able to continue all right? What happened?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be all right. I'm going to get it fixed, hopefully, right here. Just another tough deal. It looked like the 62 is a little bit out of shape. I don't know if it's comfort level or what it is, but just got a little out of shape and got in the 16. There's not much I could have done there. Luckily, I kind of got pinned to the wall, so I got a little bit lucky there, and I'm gonna drive back to the front. I don't know. You guys are about to see me maybe do some fun stuff right here. We'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. Got to keep that eye on the 9 of Dawson Wise right here for the Jack Check. We'll see if he can overcome this adversity. Up front is Nagels, Basnez, Falkingham, Gray, and York. The top 5, followed by John Ward, Ben White, Nathan Harper, Dejan Monte, who's having a great run tonight through his heat and through this feature. Great run in that 07 for Dejan Monte. Trevor Osranoff, and Devin Ray. We'll round out the top 10 right here. So, Evan, what are your thoughts so far? I mean, we went further than we did in the heat races before yellow came out, so we saw some green flag racing. What did you see?
I saw King Cody. That's what I'm going to start calling him now. He's just taking control of this field. Probably the best in this field on super speedways, counting out Daniel Falkingham, who is a NASCAR pro. But King Cody is just taking it to these boys and just whooping them at the moment, because at one point I saw Austin Green make a move up to the top line, and Cody just dipped right back down and took the lead from him. But other than that, I've been seeing some good action around the front of the field. Not too bad of a race so far. We did have a couple of those incidents. Everybody managed to keep it off the wall or just save it for those whole ordeals, but now I think is going to be a sprint to the finish on this 50% fuel load.
Absolutely right. And like you said, that's going to be a big break. Maybe not so much for Ron Morris, as we saw him have to tow his car. But how about Paul Bogensberger, who was involved in that early incident in that number 8 machine? Let's take a look and see where he is out on the racetrack right now. Looks like Paul Bogensberger has actually disconnected from the session. So that is unfortunate, because the caution flag did come out when he needed it, and he is not on the racetrack right now. But Ron Morris is. Here's Ron Morris. Not lots of damage, still a little bit of damage, especially on that left rear. Look at the whole bumper kind of caved in for Ron Morris. The left side door got a lot of kind of caved into it as well. There's Dawson Wise in the 9. No damage at all noticeable to the 9 of Wise. So he should be clean and ready to go for the end of this one. We will restart with 12 laps to go. Kind of a sprint right here. These races always are. These recruitment races are a lot of fun. And if I could kind of I'm not going to brag, but I mean, I've won 2 of these. Evan's won 2 of these before. They're a lot of fun, especially when you win them. You kind of go out, have a different perspective, and it's just overall fun to be a part of. Cody Nagels with a launch in the box. Falkingham timed it pretty well, not exactly on his bumper, though, and that might allow Baznez and Wyatt Gray to clear up top. Look at John Ward, who's found his way up to the front. That red and white number 92 for Hyper Motorsports, and Logan York, someone you always got to watch out for in that 02.
Yeah, that inside line is basically torn apart right now, but Dejan Monte is coming to Falkingham and Nagels' aid with Ben White right behind them. That outside line is rolling and organized at the moment with Wyatt Gray and Freddie Baznez, who are probably working together at this very moment. We'll see if they can keep the lead up there or if Mr. Cody Nagels can take it away from them, as he has shown that he will, or possibly could. We do what it looks like to be a 10-car breakaway until Austin Green, all the way back in, I want to say 11th. Correct me if I am wrong. But it should be a good show. Ethan Ecker going through the middle.
Yeah, Ethan Eckert is moving to the front. He's doing it now. He's trying to take every run he gets until it just gets shut down like it did by Connor James right there in that 88. Absolutely shut Ethan Eckert's move to the middle down. He's still peeking to the middle. Like probably trying to show Austin, hey, let's go middle, let's go middle. Yep, there it is. Oh, look it. Connor James still blocking him. Eckert hung out, but here comes Austin Green. So does Benjamin White. And we saw John Ward up front hop down to the bottom. That might actually help out Nagels and Falkingham. It's only 3 of them down there. Dejan Montes getting side draft in that white 07. Nothing he can do. The side draft is just so powerful in these cars. When it gets hooked on you, you're basically done for. Look at the push between Nagels and Ward. Nagels is going to clear Ward. Almost had a look at clearing himself, but it's not going to be good enough. It'll be up to Falkingham and White to reconnect. All right, here heading into 1.
Yeah, with the top 4 payout tonight, a lot of guys are going to be bringing up the intense factor through the roof, because it's only 4. We usually have 5 or 6 payout spots, so now it puts a little bit of a more of an advantage for those top 4 guys at the very moment. We do have some good runs going that we normally don't see, like Dejan Monte running an 8th. We got Connor James sitting well between the top 10 and 15. Dawson Wise is making his way back to the front with his 3 Jack Shack teammates right in front of him, Devin Ray and Trevor Aswinoff. And I want to Nathan Harper line.
So sounds like we might be having some technical difficulties, unfortunately, from Evan Karlbon right now. So we will hopefully go ahead and get that sorted. Maybe Evan can see what's going on there. I'm not sure if that's him or me. Hopefully it's not me, because we need to see how the finish of this race goes. And right now, it is getting intense. Look at Eckert, who's made his way in front of Logan York and in front of Harper. Falkingham now kind of dead on the bottom. He helped his teammate Nagels in the 6 up in front of John Ward. And now there's a little bit of a breakaway. You see John Ward's getting a little warm. Falkingham found his way up to the top in front of Ethan Eckert. Little bit of a breakaway by that top side. Freddie Baznez down to the bottom.
Because Ethan Eckert and
Lots going on right here. Look at Nagels gets split by John Ward. Wyatt Gray and Daniel Falkingham are going to all go with him. Cody Nagels gets completely split. And he's going to find his way back home down to the bottom with a hit from Brock Westmoreland and David Sheets coming to his aid. That is not at all what Cody Nagels wanted to see. But that leaves the lead for Benjamin. Oh, look at Ethan Eckert just adoring people. Now him and Baznez are going to get linked up. That middle lane getting strong, and now it's the top that's kind of just not preferred right now. Baznez, Eckert, and what looks to be Monte. Oh, York down there at the bottom. No surprise, the PBG group getting linked up. White tried to block Ward. Ward wanted a little piece of that bottom right there. Oh, look at White.
We got some intense racing going on right now.
Yeah, look, Wyatt Gray gets shipped out to the middle. Osborne, where's Trevor Osborne and Deborah Ray come from? Look, time for the Jack Shack. Fortunately, we got. I'm not entirely sure what's going on there. Okay, they're back right now. Lots of technical difficulties right now, and I do apologize for whatever is happening, but everybody just blinked out on the screen. But we are back. John Ward and Benjamin White leading both of the lines.
John Ward gets split.
Yeah, John Ward's going to get split out to the middle. Benjamin White still leading. Daniel Falkingham, Ethan Eckert, Devin Ray, Trevor Osranoff. Still at the front of this thing. A little bit of contact between Osranoff and Harper. White's going to clear up. That's going to leave Baznez and Nagels down there at the bottom.
And look at our in-car reporter, Dawson Wise, third in line on the inside. He's going to be battling for the top 5 right at this moment.
Yeah,
He's
how
looking
about
for
that?
Some help from Brock Westmoreland.
Oh, but he gets shipped out. Look at this racing. Ben White up, top to bottom, back to top, and then back to bottom. Behind Freddie Baznez. Oh, the 3 wide. There it is. Trevor Osranoff getting hooked. Yeah, we saw this coming. Everybody in the back to back. Nathan Harper. Oh, big hit. Connor James.
Oh, Blake Cannon, no.
Blake Cannon involved. One of the best stories that we've had so far. Dejan Monte looks like got a little bit of damage in this. Wyatt Gray going to be involved. Mike Davenport again involved in a crash. Tucker McClendon making his way through it. Nathan Harper we saw take a big hit to that outside line. It looks like we have gotten the technical issues sorted out. Not entirely sure what was going on right there. But we're thankfully back. If there is anything going wrong, please let us know in the chat. We're going to take it back and see a replay of what just went wrong right here. And we saw it coming, Evan. We knew it was going to happen at some point. And it looks like what happened right here, just a little discombobulation, if you want to call it that, between the outside line and the middle line. We see Connor James in the 88 in the middle, leading that. Austin Green coming to his aid. And then Trevor Osranoff just comes down on the 88 of Connor James, hooking Osranoff. You see, and then everyone else is piling in. Blake Cannon, David Sheets, Nathan Harper, nose first of the outside wall. Wyatt Gray going to get a piece of it. And that 18. And then here's the rest of it. There's Mike Davenport spinning out. Dejan Monte, Michael Wingo. 46 car involved as well. That's Bradley Robinson. Get a couple more live action shots of this. This is focused on Bradley Robinson, so we can see what kind of went on at the back of the pack right here. The wreck begins, it just kind of continues down here. Connor James, a big overcorrect in the outside wall.
I might add something. It looks like a bunch of these guys that were involved that are looking for the free entries, they don't have that much damage, or at least minimal damage, so they can get back out there, get some quick repairs done, and possibly even get themselves a free berth into the PGR 500.
Yeah, that is good insight from Evan Karlbon. That's really going to be something to watch. As we see, here's Nathan Harper getting repairs done. Blake Cannon, lots of damage on his car. Austin Green involved. Robinson, Osranoff, Melton, Emo, Sheets. Lots of damage on these guys right now. But that said, like Evan was just talking about, up front it's all your regular guys. Nagels, Baznez, Falkingham, White, Eckert, Wise up into the top 6. Devin Ray, Brock Westmoreland, John Ward, Logan York, and Wyatt Gray. Then we have Michael Wingo in P12. Dejan Monte in 13th. Tucker McClendon and Mike Davenport. But then we have Adolfo Delgado, Bradley Robinson, Jimmy Emos. He is a regular around here, but it'd be awesome to see a Jimmy Emos win come out of this. And then Blake Cannon still in the pits right here, showing in P20. Maybe he doesn't have that much damage. It's just cosmetic. He can get it all fixed up and get it back out there. But this is going to be, I would assume, our one and only attempt at overtime. I'm going to take that over to Dawson Wise. As we see him in P6, he will have to inform us, is this an overtime or is this a regular green, like just 2 to go?
Well, as of now, we got no overtime signal. We're coming to 2 to go, so I imagine we're going to go into overtime here if they remember to turn them on anyway. And I'll tell you what, it's not a great sign for some of the top 4. You guys see them there on the flat. I don't think many of these guys are very safe on fuel right now. I'm sitting pretty though.
Well, that is good news for Dawson Wise, but he's right. You know, you see these guys down there saving on the apron, and that could very well be, you know, just kind of a show, some theater by the top guys, just kind of showing, hey, I'm laying out light on fuel, you know, woo, y'all should watch out. Or they could genuinely be light on fuel, and they're trying to take that shortest route around the racetrack as possible to save as much as they possibly can. But right now, yes, so this will be an overtime. The only attempt at overtime. So we will end the race right here in the final 2 laps right here, and we're in for a show, Evan.
Yep. I just got confirmation from our race control and PGR admin, Michael Triscaro, that this is the only overtime attempt that we will have. They are going to run it out, no yellows whatsoever. I'm going to keep my eye out for our in-car reporter, Dawson Wise, to possibly get into a cash spot because he was like a man on a mission on that run. But also to keep an eye out for Dejan Monte, who seemingly slid into, I want to say, Bradley Robinson during that incident, but at the same time, it looks like he has no damage, and I'm going to keep my eye out for him because he's been having a great run. It's a great story to look forward to towards this PGR 500.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to Dejan Monte and also like Adolfo Delgado. Guys, these are not regular money guys, and the money racing community, like, you think you can be at like the top level of super speedway racing, and then you do a PGR race. And if you're holding up with these guys and sticking to it like Blake Cannon was doing earlier, unfortunately he was taken out in this last incident. He is back on the racetrack. Let's take a look at him right now. Lots of damage on his car. He's going to need a miracle to happen for him. But yeah, shout out to these guys. Him, Delgado, like I said, Dejan Monte, who's new to the community, just, I mean, having fantastic runs, especially for Monte. Basically been in the top 10 the entire race. So shout out to them. But up front is where the stories are. Nagels, Baznez, White, Falkingham, Wise. The top 5. Followed by Eckert, Ray, Westmoreland, Ward, and York. This is going to be quite the show that we're about to be treated to. The pace car is going to be rolling out to the pit lane this time by. Here it goes. Leaving it for Nagels and Baznez. Nagels and Falkingham are lined up. Here they go. Early launch for Nagels, and Falkingham timed it perfectly to give Nagels that push. He's going to clear, but Freddie Baznez timed it pretty good as well as to not allow Falkingham to clear up heading into 1.
Yeah, we're going. It looks like the inside line is only 3 cars, so it's not going to be organized enough. We're going to see what Cody Nagels is going to do and what Freddie Baznez and Ben White may want to do. Cody Nagels has dropped it to the bottom. It's gonna give some help from his teammate Daniel Falkingham and the one and only Ethan Eckert, who's Mr. Aggressive, Mr. Dive Bomb. So we'll see what plans are being formulated at this moment. Oh,
Contact! Falkingham and Baznez get sent down to the middle. That tight clear from the 48 of Falkingham absolutely kills Freddie Baznez, but maybe not. Here comes Dawson Wise to his aid. Ben White now kind of hung out to dry. Brock Westmoreland going to come out for him. Ethan Eckert now leading the bottom with a push from, of all people, Devin Ray on the bottom in the 2, helping out Ethan Eckert. Never thought I'd see the day, but it's Eckert and Nagels right now fighting it out.
Yep, side by side going into turn 1. We're 3 wide. Devin Ray is going to be tanked on the bottom with Ethan Eckert as they have no help behind them. Top 4 is looking to be like Cody Nagels, Daniel Falkingham, Ben White, and Brock Westmoreland. John Ward's coming to put his name into the hat. We are going to see a great finish coming to the line.
Yeah, we saw
Ben White.
We saw a crash out back with Christopher Melton, but that is irrelevant right now because it's still Nagels, Falkingham. Here they go. Here, the big run by the bottom. How about Brock Westmoreland getting the shove from Freddie Baznez? Cody Nagels gets hooked. Brock Westmoreland gets hooked. Here's Freddie Baznez and Logan York fighting for it. Oh, Freddie Baznez! Barely the edge over Logan York, who was passing him under the yellow line. So we might have to go ahead and take a look at that because to see if York keeps his cash spot. Falkingham 3rd, Ward and Devin Ray will round out the top 5. Ward will be the final of the cash spots if it stands. Let's take a look at all that just went on right here. We're going to try and make this kind of quick, so we'll take it up from a chopper view. We can speed this up until we get into turn 3 where all of this madness began.
Also, if I may add, if it stands, Benjamin White, Adolfo Delgado, who was involved in the first wreck of the night, and I believe Michael Wingo will get the free entries to the PGR 500.
Shout out to those guys. If that does stand, they will get those spots. You see Falkingham getting Nagels all sorts of loose and then just hooks him. And then Westmoreland gets hooked in the exact same way. And then Logan York at the bottom, dooring Baznez for the win. I don't know. There's kind of a lot going on right there. Kind of hard to keep up with it. Let's just get a couple more views of this very quickly. This is locked on to Freddie Baznez, your winner. How about him in these next-gen cars? I mean, he's so automatic when it comes to these things. Like 2 wins on the Light Series in him. And now here he is winning a recruitment race just with the edge over Logan York at the lines and John Ward. Or Daniel Falkingham getting the P3 and then John Ward at the end. So, yeah, wow, a crazy turn of events on the last lap of this one. Freddie Baznez, though, is your winner. There he is, stopped on the front stretch. Now, okay, hold on. This is interesting, Evan. Just seeing him stopped right here has made me think. Freddie Baznez might be under review for turning Brock Westmoreland out of a money position.
Oh,
and if
man.
that's the case, then we've got a lot to solve. This is 2 recruitment races in a row. There is controversy at the finish.
Hey, fellas,
Yes, sir.
hold tight. Race control's reviewing the finish for both of the top 2, maybe even the top 3, so hold tight.
That is just the information we needed. So I would ask Dawson that you stay in here so you can keep us updated in real time with what is going on that front. We're going to keep taking looks at this, trying to find angles, and we'll take this in slow-mo. So the fact of the matter is Falkingham did turn Cody Nagels on the outside line, but then at the exact same time, the exact thing happens between Westmoreland and Bazinez. So this could mean that Bazinez and Falkingham would both end up losing their positions, in which case the top 3 would be Logan York, John Ward, and Devin Ray, and then Ethan Eckert rounding out the payout spots in 4th. He finished 7th on the racetrack. We're just going to play this one more time so everyone can see it, because this is a very good camera angle.
If I may add some insight, it kind of looks like to me if Freddie Baznez is getting disqualified, it is a bad call to me because Brock drifts up from the bottom and Freddie's just trying to push him to the end. It gets him a little sideways, and Freddie, I don't think Freddie did anything wrong there, to be honest. But for Daniel Falkingham and Cody Nagels' case, it looked to me as Cody was going down a side draft Brock for the win. Daniel didn't get the memo and just hooked his own teammate around. So we got a lot of controversy to unpack here. And if all that's said, I think Logan York is going to be your winner because he went below the double yellow to avoid a wreck, not to pass anybody.
That, you know what, Evan, I do agree with basically everything you just said there because, I mean, it is a tough look. So let's go back to Brock Westmoreland, focus it on him and see if we can get a little bit of a better angle potentially on what went wrong. This is not a good one. Let's go to here in slow motion again. So yeah, so I mean, it seems to me pretty cut and dry what happened between the 48 and the 6, but then it's between.
We got an update. We have an update.
Okay.
Dawson, you want to take it over?
So, race control is going to give EOL penalties here to Freddie Bazinez and Daniel Falkingham for their roles in the last lap incidents. They're now checking Logan York for potentially going below the yellow line and advancing his position.
Okay, so introduce the third bit of controversy, the one that was called out initially. Logan York right here passing under the yellow line. So let's focus this on him. There's the confirmation by the race control involving Falkingham and Bazinez. They will not finish on the podium tonight. Bazinez is not your winner as of now. So let's take this and focus this on Logan York in that bright white 02 on the bottom. So the wreck begins up front. He's still hanging in line, but now there he goes. He's passing under the yellow. But, I mean, to be honest, I don't really see anything here because at that point he's avoiding the crash, but then Bazinez is riding on that yellow line. He can't get back up the racetrack. In my personal opinion, I don't think Logan York should be EOL'd for anything because he was avoiding the crash, similar to like the Denny Hamlin situation a couple years back at Talladega, even though that one might have been a little more egregious. But, I mean, Logan York is avoiding the crash, and not much else he could do right there, at least in my eyes. Evan, what do you think?
I think Freddie was not giving him the room to get back up on the racetrack. Freddie was just riding to get to the line. Logan York did nothing wrong. I believe Logan York is your winner tonight.
Yeah, we will wait for the confirmation by the race control, but in the meantime, let's go ahead and go through the full results until we do get that confirmation. Here we go. So right now, as we said, if we are able to, all the controversy starting to break iRacing, so we might have to do this right here. We'll just do this in slow-mo, and then pull the results up this way. Maybe not, so we'll just work with this other angle of what just went wrong at the finish of this one. Trying to pull these up right now, and for some reason they are not cooperating, so we might just have to name them off as we see them. Here we go. Okay, so the results are now up. As they cross the line, this is how I'm going to read these off. Freddie Basnez crossed the line first. He will not be the winner tonight. The winner of the race, at least as of now, is Logan York. Daniel Falkingham also did not finish third. He didn't even finish second. He is also out of the picture. John Ward comes across the line fourth, but will finish third, and Devin Ray comes across fifth. Oh, is there a call?
We have another update.
Okay. We have an update from race control.
Yep. Logan York has been deemed the winner. He was avoiding the crash on the final lap and has been awarded the victory.
There we go. So Logan York will be the winner of this recruitment race here tonight for the PGR 500. There is our confirmation on that. Let's go ahead and go through the rest of these results. Benjamin White in 6th, Ethan Eckert in 7th. Now this is going to be a little bit messed up at the front, so we're just going to read it how it is right here. Tucker McClendon 8th, Adolfo Delgado in 9th, Trevor Osbornoff 10th, Austin Green 11th, Dawson Wise 12th, Cody Nagels 13th, Brock Westmoreland 14th, Wyatt Gray 15th, Mike Davenport 16th, Michael Wingo 17th, and Blake Cannon in the 18th position. In 19th tonight will be Jimmy Emos, Nathan Harper in 20th, Dejan Monte, an unfortunate finish for him in 21st, Chris Melton 22nd, Bradley Robinson 23rd, Ron Morris Jr. in 24th, Connor James 25th, David Sheets 26th, Hunter Hastings 27th, and Jackson Lapino in 28th. 29th will be Paul Bogensberger Jr., 30th James Kaufman, and I believe Mason Walters did start the race in 31st, but that will be it for the guys that did advance in this feature event. So give us one moment. We're going to go ahead and pull in your top 3 official finishers for interviews. Stick with us. We will be right back.
All right. Well,
Welcome back to the PGR recruitment race. We will be joined by Logan York in one moment. see if we can pull him in for an interview right here. Here it is. Logan York, the official winner of tonight's race. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, what's up, Landon?
Yeah, so lots of controversy kind of becoming a theme in these recruitment races towards the end. But how do you feel about your win here tonight?
Yeah, I love winning my races off of rulings and stuff. I don't really like crossing the line first. I just want someone to tell me I'm the winner. So I mean, feels pretty good, especially that my teammate was the one that got disqualified. No, I'm just kidding. I was fine either way. It was a PBG top 2 if he would have kept it. Unfortunately, he didn't. So it's just me, and then Ethan cashed in as well since he got DQ'd. Yeah, it was a pretty fun race. It's kind of just. I think the biggest thing with this race was the fact that you couldn't really side draft anyone on the bottom because you just get your right rear taken, depending on who's behind you. So it was just a game of knowing who was behind you and when you could side draft, so that the bottom lane didn't win every little battle there. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a lack of a better term, kind of a strange race, especially towards the end of everything that was going on. You could tell like the combo of you and Eckert and Harper was going to make something happen, and Bazinez as well, and it obviously did. Initially with a 1-2 finish, but now just the win for you and your team. But go ahead and give out your thanks and your shout-outs.
Yeah, I want to thank my teammates that were in this race: Tucker, Freddie, Ethan, Nathan. Appreciate it. I want to thank Joshua McCullough for invading my spotter stand this race. He didn't really do anything, but he was there. I want to thank you guys for broadcasting. I want to thank everyone that watches the race, and all the new drivers that came out and increases the numbers, makes it more fun. And that's it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for talking to us, Logan.
Thank you, Landon. I love talking to you.
Kind words from Logan York, our winner here tonight. Now, unfortunately, we will not be joined, it looks like, by John Moore or Devin Ray for an interview, but we're going to just try and get a couple more right here. I want to get one of Freddie Bazinez to see what his take is on the finish of this one. Freddie Bazinez, Landon, and Evan in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, I'm here.
So, a lot happened, especially coming to the finish. A lot of disqualifications, lots of questions. So, what was your opinion of the call made against you? Do you think it was a fair one, or do you think it was not fair?
Oh, well, no, it was fair. I mean, I don't want it to be fair. I'd get a win, but to be honest, it was. I saw Cody get hooked by Dan. I went low, kind of, so I could not get hit. Brock kind of went up the track a little bit, and then I just got into him. I turned him around. It was 100% my fault. Sorry to Brock. But at least my teammate Logan got the win, so I'm glad for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, it was y'all, not to interrupt, but I mean, it was that combination of kind of like Nightmare versus PBG towards the end. It was the combo of you, York, who else was there? Eckert, McClendon coming up there at the finish. I presume Wyatt Gray as well. It was just a lot of guys for y'all to have in this race, and it was a good result at first, a 1-2, but unfortunately, the DQ will send you back. But all things considered, it was a great race run by you and your team. Go ahead and give out your thanks and your shout-outs.
Yeah, thank you. First shout out has to go to everybody that was from me today. PBG, Ethan was in there, Logan, Tucker was up in there. So yeah, thanks to all of them. Thanks to everybody who puts on the show here, PGR. So yeah, thanks all you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. That is Freddie Bazinez, who unfortunately was disqualified out of a P1 position here tonight. We appreciate him talking to us, as we do for anyone that wants to come in and talk to us after the race. But I think
Why don't we grab somebody that always loves an interview, Mr. Ethan Eckert, who did end up cashing tonight?
Okay, you know what? We usually do 3 interviews, so let's do one with Ethan Eckert. How about it? We can pull him in real quick. Ethan Eckert, Landon and Evan in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Hi, Landon. Hi, Evan.
Yeah, so not a podium finish for you tonight, but on a term of lack of people trying to give interviews at the end of the race and kind of just all the controversy that happened, you end up getting a cash spot out of this. We don't regularly interview a 7th place finisher, but you do finish 4th here tonight. So walk us through your race. How did it go?
My race was kind of all over the place. I mean, in the heat race, Nathan, man, he made me pretty mad. He didn't go with me there on the last lap, which is pretty stupid. That didn't give me a great starting spot. Then there were some idiots in the back that didn't know what they were doing. So I called them out and I got my chat muted. That was pretty early. And then I found my way up front. I don't remember who I was with, but one of my teammates or someone that I knew how to work with, and got up front, made something happen. Then on the last lap, I didn't hop up in front of Freddie like I should have. It put myself in an even better spot, and that kind of sent me to the back. And after that, everyone just decided to wreck each other. So I'm happy.
Yeah, it was like you said, it was kind of a roller coaster of a ride for you in this event here tonight, but you come away with it with a cash spot thanks to some controversy at the end of the race. Evan, do you have any questions for Ethan?
No, I think he ran a pretty respectable race coming from the back to the front to the back to the front. And with the controversy that happened, he gets a cash spot. I think he did a solid job. Just kept himself out of trouble and harm's way. But he cashed when it counted the most. So good job to you, Ethan.
Thank you. Really appreciate that.
Yeah, that is the word from Evan Karlbon. Ethan, go ahead and give out your thanks and your shout-outs.
Thanks to all my teammates for always running with me. They're always great. Freddie, Logan, Tucker, Nathan, Wyatt, thanks a lot for not running with us tonight. That wasn't very cool. But you guys for broadcasting this. This is always great to go back and rewatch my races in my third period class. What else? Oh yeah, thanks to Mike and Baker for putting all this on. It's always a ton of fun. And thanks to everyone that got EOL'd on the last lap.
Oh, there you go. That is Ethan Eckert's thoughts after his fourth place finish here and a cash spot. Congrats again. Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you.
Well, so we will leave it at that. We're going to focus this back on Logan York, your winner of the race here tonight, and Evan and Dawson, who still is joining us in the booth. I mean, Dawson, I think, could give more input on just the wildness of what the racing was here tonight, but then also the craziness of the last lap. Just an insane kind of race we had right here, laden with all sorts of kind of issues. We had some technical issues going on, and then all the controversy at the end. We'll start with Evan. What were your thoughts on the racing here tonight?
Wild, wild, wild is all I could say. These next-gen cars, they always happen to put on a show when we do have some green flag runs. We could tweak it up a little bit, get some more green flag action, as we do get a lot of cautions in these next-gen races. But I think we're going to be in for a treat with our version of Speed Weeks here at PGR. If I have to give any other thoughts, is like you said, back-to-back weeks where we have controversy at the end of these recruitment races. It puts on a show for the viewers and for the drivers as well. So it looks like it's a double-edged sword right here in PGR.
Oh, yeah, that is definitely the case, as always. And then we have Dawson Wise still here. You came home with what on the stat sheet would be a P12, but then you actually come home with a 10th place finish. So a top 10 for you. Congrats on that. And thanks for being our in-race reporter, of course. But what were your thoughts in the race car, seeing everything going on around you, especially towards the finish?
I mean, tough break for me. Obviously, that's not what I wanted. I made the wrong choice. I saw Freddie kind of get stuck middle, and I was trying to pick him up. And by the time I could go anywhere, I was already split at the back. So I kind of was just at the mercy of whatever happened in front of me. But look, it was wild, man. The next gens are as advertised, right? I mean, these are some of the wildest cars we run because the runs are huge, and we've kind of figured out over the last probably 6-8 months how to push and how to generate massive runs. And then you add in the side draft too, and just the factor of, guys were splitting out 3 wide and grabbing right rears like you heard Logan talk about. So it was wild. It was chaotic. You could make a lot happen quickly. Me and Cody and Ben White and a couple other guys got in the middle and kind of just rode 15 spots through the field. So you can make a lot happen, make it happen quickly. And look, the heats are not long in a couple weeks here. They're about 30 lap races, and you're going to see kind of that similar style where it's going to be desperation and guys going for transfer spots and trying to keep their races alive and doing everything that everything that they can, and add in an absolutely stacked, loaded entry list of pros, of super speedway ringers, of just the guys that are here on a nightly basis. Just so many huge names coming out. It's gonna be a lot of fun. If you thought tonight was wild, that was just a recruitment race. Wait till a couple of weeks when we're actually when they're actually putting it all on the line to try to make the 500-mile feature on Sunday.
Yeah, absolutely. Dawson's completely correct on that. And how about you come on and join in on the fun? Go to PGResports.com, get signed up for the PGR 500, January 28th through the February 2nd. You got to do it pretty quickly. Go ahead and get signed up. You know you want to be a part of it. Go do it right now, whenever you want. Not whenever you want. Do it as quick as possible because you know you want to be a part of this. And it's a lot of fun to be a part of. You want to have that shot at $1,700 to the winner. Massive purse here for the PGR 500. So go get signed up. But thanks to all of you out here for watching. Thanks to Evan for joining me in the booth. I think he did a pretty good job for his first ever try at being in the booth. So thank you to Evan. Thanks for Dawson and Josh Jambroni for being our in-race reporters for this event tonight. And as always, we thank each and every one of you for watching and subscribing to the PGR eSports YouTube channel. Hopefully we'll get to broadcast another one of these soon. I'm not sure when the next one will be, but I'm sure we will end up broadcasting it. So tune in for that one and tune in for Thursday's race, the PGR Intimidator Super Speedway Series, as it is on every Thursday night. Thanks for watching, and we hope you all have a very good night.